Welcome. Why are you still single is today's timeless pick a card. Today we have three options. Option 1 on the left, option 2 in the middle, and option 3 on the right hand side. Take a deep breath with me. And exhale. Timestamps are in the description box. If you need more time to choose, you can pause the video now. See you there. Welcome. Option 1. You guys chose this beautiful flowery card. And it says abundance. So why are you still single? Okay, so this reading is actually going to start with a question. The question for you, and it's a question you need to ask yourself. When you think about relationships, being in a relationship, people who are available, are you coming from a place of lack or from a place of abundance? Are you coming from a place of knowing that there's more than enough people in the world that would accommodate you being in a relationship, right? Or are you coming from a place of feeling like there's not enough or that you're not enough? Because it makes a difference. Your mindset is going to really make a difference here. So if you're coming from a place of lack, thinking that there's no one out there for you, chances are you're going to close yourself off immediately. Even if you don't consciously know that you're doing this, you're doing it subconsciously. Now, if you revert your mindset to accepting that there is someone out there for you and it's going to be easy to find that person, then subconsciously you're going to open yourself up more, right? So what is your mindset right now? Because it seems like whatever your situation is now, the reason why you're still single, I'm picking up, could be connected to your mindset, okay? Now, of course, you could have all the reasons why you have the mindset that you have, and that's totally acceptable and viable. There's always a reason, right? But there's also a solution. And the only one who can do something to change your mindset is you, regardless of whatever brought you to this place in the first place. And with abundance there, it's telling you there is more than enough out there for you. There's an abundance of possibilities and options and opportunities out there for you. But you really have to put yourself out there. It doesn't have to be in a very extroverted way, but there are ways. Are you receptive, though? Are you receptive? That's the question here. The energy I'm getting here, because I'm already channeling, is that you're not that receptive. You may think you are, but you're not really. There's a big part of your energy that's very closed off. Why are you still single? Show me an archetype that you could be embodying right now that could be connected to the fact as to why you are still single. All right. Why are you still single? Child, eternal, and gambler. Okay, this is very interesting, guys. This is very interesting. In your mind, being in a relationship is actually a gamble, right? I don't know if this has to do with an experience you've had in the past or things that you observe in other people's relationships or just things that you've learned about relationships and what can happen. So in your mind, you feel like getting into a relationship is a gamble You don't really know what you're getting into because look, he's blindfolded. You only see what you see. You only see what people show you. And my guess here with Child Eternal is that there's two things I'm seeing with this card here. One of them is you've dealt with very childish, I wouldn't say childish, but more like immature people. You walked into a situation where you had a certain set of assumptions and those fell short, right? You were completely blindsided, caught off guard with someone who was very immature and you never expected that. So you were surprised and you felt like that was a gamble. That could be the case for some of you. I'm seeing something else where maybe you didn't have any experience like this, but you just feel like getting into relationships is a gamble. And in some way, subconsciously, here's what's subconsciously running you, okay? Regardless of what your previous experiences have been. You are determined to stay young. You're determined to stay young, body, mind, spirit. And you like to have this ability to see things with fresh eyes, to see things from your perspective. It's like right now, you're not very open to being in a relationship, and this is very subconscious. And the reason being, you feel subconsciously that would age you, that would not allow you to have your own perspective on things. You would have to accommodate someone else's perspective. And you're worried. It's not that you're worried, but you really think that that's a gamble because you feel that, I would say you're very picky, actually. Your energy is coming through very picky, actually. And it's not in a bad way. It's not a bad thing, but when you get into a relationship, you don't want to have to deal with certain things. And you want to be free to be yourself, to explore the world the way you want to explore the world. And honestly, what I'm picking up is that you feel like there's not many people out there who would want to see the world the way you do or would accept your perspective. There's something here where you feel like a relationship would taint your purity and your innocence in a way. It would age you, it would burden you. You would feel burdened. I feel deep down, subconsciously, this is what's running you, okay? So, of course, if this is what's running you subconsciously, that's, of course, going to affect outcomes here when it comes to, it would immediately set you into an energy of being more emotionally closed off than you're really realizing that you are, okay? As much as you may feel an impulse or a crush towards someone or a want to be in a relationship, subconsciously you're stopping yourself, okay? That's what I'm seeing here. And because you could have dealt with someone who is very immature and you feel like walking into another one and you didn't really trust your intuition, or you went against your intuition and you're worried to follow your intuition now. You feel like maybe you're not the best judge of character. But the thing is, you have to be willing to be wrong, right? And to, I feel like next time you get into a relationship, or when you get into a relationship, whether it's next time or the first time, I feel like you're going to be sussing people out. You take your time sussing people out, and I feel that you get to a point where you just lose interest, or you realize there is some form of incompatibility there and you just don't want to deal with that. Now, it could be that you've dealt with people who, and you're afraid that you may get into the same, and you read people now. You have this ability now to see this type of person and you don't let anyone get close to you because you see little things as red flags. And, you know, sometimes they're not, but you could also be dealing with people around you that I would say take a risk here. You may not be risking it enough in terms of moving out of your comfort zone when it comes to the people you know as well. Because subconsciously you feel what for, it's like more of the same, everyone's the same. And you know, it's very easy to be in a town or a country or a place where everyone kind of acts the same, or a group of people. But that does not mean that the whole entirety of the world is going to act like that, right? Ascendant outlook. Yeah, you have a view of the world and people based on your experiences and the people that you've known and the experiences that you've seen around you or that you see on social media. It seems like you are counting on a very like people who are on social media would be part of a special, who are putting themselves out there on social media, let's say, are part of a very special bracket of people. The people from your town are part of a very special bracket of people. The people from your group are a very special bracket of people. Now, beyond social media, your town and your group, or whatever you've known so far, there's a myriad of other people who go by different rules, okay? And so it seems like the way your worldview, the view that you have on how you read people is coming from a place of it's you don't have enough information, let's just put it that way, based on what you've observed of the people you know, okay? Especially if you take a look at social media, there's trends, right, and fads where one day they're all feminism, then they're all male loneliness, and then it's all of a sudden it's something else. They're always directing you, or you're always being directed on social media, so it's never really reality. So there's that as well. Why are you still single? What is the reason? Six of Raphael. Oh, okay. It seems like you're stuck in the past, in some past experience, or on someone in your past. Maybe you would like to rekindle a relationship with someone from your past, reconcile, or be with someone you've known for a very long time. Or maybe you're stuck on a past experience that is keeping you away. It's nostalgia, it's memories. Look, if you focus on the past, you're going to keep repeating the past. So if you want something different, manifest differently in the present moment. Looking at the past is going to recreate the past, unless that's something you want. Why are you still single? Part of it is because you're still very focused on the past, memories, nostalgia, or maybe because you want a reconciliation with someone, and before I keep talking, and no, that one flipped back. You're stuck in the past. 8 of Swords. But you can free yourself. It's you have to make the decision though to say no more thinking about the past, no more wanting to go back to the past. Change your situation. It seems like you're not seeing things clearly about the past. There's something about the past that you're either seeing in a more positive light or a more negative light. And focusing on the past is not really helping you move forward into a relationship in the present or the future. You need to free yourself from the past, free yourself from the memories, free yourself from whatever it is that's keeping you stuck in the past. That is not allowing you to be in a relationship. It's keeping you single. Okay? Two of Michael. There's a stalemate here. You overanalyze problems, you overanalyze anything and everything. You find it hard to find a compromise. So just make a choice. Whatever that choice is, it's time to make a choice. You stay stuck in decision making, and that's fine, but the longer you stay stuck in that decision making, the longer you, Six of Swords, the longer you stay. It's time to move on from the past. It's time to make a decision to move on. The lack of decision making when it comes to your healing is Four of Pentacles is keeping you stuck. You're holding on to the past. You are not allowing yourself to move forward, and you're not making the decision to heal mentally, to make new plans, to maybe probably relocate or travel. To free yourself, okay? It's like you're keeping yourself stuck. Your mind is keeping you stuck by overthinking, overanalyzing, thinking too much about the past, not making a decision to heal, to move forward, to release the past. There is light at the end of the tunnel. You may be very resistant to change right now. And so you are afraid of giving or receiving, and when you don't give, you don't receive, and when you don't receive, no one can give you anything. So if you're closed off, stuck in the past, stuck in your mind is now your own worst enemy. Free yourself from the past and look into the future. Stop looking into the past for a solution for not being single, okay? Because that's exactly what's keeping you stuck there, okay? I hope this was helpful. This was your reading today. Let me know how that resonates for you in the comment section. If it did not, choose another option. It was a pleasure to read for everyone today. Have a beautiful day. See you in the next one. Thank you for all your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. It helps the channel. It helps me bring you more. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now. Welcome everyone who chose this beautiful card. Ooh, the Truth. This is going to be your reading about why you are still single. Okay, look. Part of the reason why you're still single is because you want the truth and nothing but the truth. And you feel that if you get into a relationship, you risk not getting the truth from someone, either because you see that's what's going around you in other relationships, or because you feel people are not authentic these days, or because you've had to deal with someone who was constantly lying to you, okay? And because you expect the truth and you want the truth, you're afraid you won't get it for some reason. The truth is important to you. Someone who is authentic is important to you, and you feel there's a lack of authenticity these days. People are not willing to be truthful and honest about who they are, what they're doing. Storyteller. Yeah, it's like you've dealt with people who were storytellers, but they weren't exactly telling you the truth, or you see a lot of storytellers out there. People who are charming and have a good story, but you see through them or you don't quite believe them. You're worried that someone is always telling a story and not telling the truth. You feel like people make things up about themselves, and you don't honestly, you don't really feel there's anyone who's worth your time. I feel you also want to have a story to tell. Like you want to start a relationship, get into a relationship with a really good story. You don't like bland, vanilla relationships. You want to have a special story to tell. And unless someone gives you that experience, unless you have that experience with someone, it's like you're not getting into a relationship unless it's your true soulmate, the true love story, a true love story. You want it to be a true love story. We have beggar. Oh. And you know, you don't want to be begging for a story, begging for the truth, begging for a true love. You don't, it's almost like, what I'm picking up here is you want the true love story to find you. You don't want to go looking for it. You feel people are begging for love these days, or you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're begging someone to tell you the truth, begging someone to act right, and you have an inkling that that's what would happen. And also I feel right now you seem to be very focused on your own survival. It could be that you are in a way in survival mode because life is complicated, or there's a lot that you're having to deal with. You're very burdened and overwhelmed right now. And it's like your life needs to find a balance. Your life is not as balanced as it would probably need to be for you to get into a relationship right now, because you seem to be in this survival mode. And you don't want to find yourself begging. It's like your life is complicated enough. You want someone who can make life better and not just contribute to the problem by lying to you or not being authentic. It's like you don't have time to waste. You have a very limited window of time where you can either enjoy life together or it's not worth it. And you want a nice story to tell, and you want someone who you can create stories with, right? Instead of being in a low vibration of having to beg someone to just simply be honest with you, like the bare minimum. You feel like you don't want the bare minimum. The bare minimum should be expected. Yeah, you find it challenging. You just find the whole relationship thing challenging, and it's like your mindset is already on that frequency of thinking that a relationship is going to be challenging. Getting the truth out of someone is going to be a challenge. There's so much competition out there. You may be worried about the competition. You may be worried that you would get jealous or someone else would get jealous. Because of someone who's not truthful, you really feel that no one really speaks the truth these days. No one is in the relationship for the right reasons. You feel that people are begging for love or begging for, instead of giving. You are frustrated with the whole dating scene, with the people you've met, with what you're seeing around you. And it just, life feels like a struggle. You have been hurt. You have worked things out before with people. You've reconciled, and you just find it, I feel like you're, in a sense, you're jaded. I don't know if it's because you've had a relationship or relationships, or if it's just because of your emotional experience with being in love. Being in a relationship or in a situationship, who knows? You just find the whole thing too challenging, too pressuring, and you don't want to be someone who pressures people into being decent and you're worried that no one's going to really be that decent. And with the beggar here, it could be that you found or you find yourself in situations where you feel like you have to beg or pressure people and because of that, people do not really deal with you in a way that's truthful, because they feel they're under some kind of pressure when it comes to you, and they find it too difficult because they feel that what you're asking for is very demanding. Now, it doesn't mean that it is. It just means that you probably haven't met the right people. The right person. I would say you haven't met the right person to be in a relationship with. Someone who would be truthful. Someone who would have a great story to tell together with you. Someone who you would not have to beg for attention or... And there may be something here to do with codependency from your upbringing, or just some kind of thing that you may want to or have to or need to work through psychologically and release, that could have something to do with an abandonment wound or anxious attachment. It could be on your end. If you feel this is the case, if this resonates with you, if it doesn't, just let that go. But if it resonates with you, look into that, because that would be very helpful, because that could create more challenges and frustrations for you than you really need to deal with. And if you feel that's the case for you, it would be wise for you to reorient yourself in a way that would heal that wound, so that you could also attract a different crowd, okay? And find different people. Because anxious attachment people normally do attract... anxious attachment people attract the other kind, avoidant attachment, right? They're both very attractive to each other, but at the end of the day, when you're both in those archetypes, it doesn't really work, because it's a push-pull tug-of-war, and it's not very stable. So why are you still single? Why are you still single? The Sun. Because you know what? You're better off alone right now. You're actually happier than you think you are. And deep down, subconsciously, you know you're happier than you would be if you would be in a relationship right now. So the truth is, you are happier than you would be in a relationship right at this very moment, which is why you're still single. So rejection is God's protection, or the fact that you're not in a relationship is actually protecting your peace and your joy and your high vibration. It's because it's almost like you're too high vibrational in a sense for the people you've encountered. They haven't been a vibrational match. They've been lower vibrational than you. And because you're very wise and you see the truth for what it is, you have that kind of wisdom, and you're not settling for less than something that brings you joy, really. No, these are not yours, sorry. They came out at the same time and they don't feel like they're yours. Why are you still single? Why are you still single? 5 of Raphael. Because you're still processing some kind of loss or sadness or regrets that you have, okay? For maybe being gullible, or for, regrets for being gullible, regrets and sadness and loss, okay? You're still processing that. You're still transmuting that energy. You're still searching for the silver lining when it comes to some experience that you've had in love, whether it was a relationship or something else. Connection, You're still trying to figure out what the silver lining in that loss, in that sadness, in that regretful situation was. King of Michael, you're being rational. You are approaching relationships from a rational viewpoint. You're being objective. You're applying principles and wisdom and your values and your morals and your ambitions. You want to be respected. These are things that are very important to you, and you want to stay in your integrity. You don't want to sell your soul, and you don't want to be with someone who's done so. And so you want someone with whom you can have honest and open communication. You could have Leo, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your chart strongly. And you're not settling for anything less than that right now. Because you felt like maybe you regretted being with someone who wasn't honest and open with you. Or you regret being gullible, or you just have some kind of regrets for not being honest if it was you that wasn't honest. And until you're able to be honest, if you're the one who wasn't honest, you're not getting yourself into a relationship. And again, you don't have to beg someone to be aligned with your values, to be principled, to be respectful. You don't want to have to beg someone to tell you the truth, to be open with you. You don't want to have to beg someone to stay in integrity with the relationship that you've created, really. Two of Gabriel. And because you have plans for the future and you want to be with someone who aligns with those plans, and until that happens, you want someone ambitious. You want someone who is aligns with you, especially when it comes to your beliefs and your values, and with honesty, someone who is open, because that's the person you're going to trust to make the ambitious plans you want to make for the future. You want to know that this person is trustworthy because you're in it for long term, and you want to know that this is the person who's going to stand beside you, who's going to be loyal to fulfill these ambitions with you. You want someone who's on the same page. And until that shows up, the truth is you are better off alone, okay? So that was your reading, guys. It was a pleasure to read for you today. Let me know how that resonates for you in the comments section. If it did not, choose another option. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps the channel. It helps me bring you more. It was a pleasure to read for everyone today. Have a beautiful day. See you on the next one. Bye for now. Welcome, everyone who chose this beautiful card, Taking Risks. So, why are you still single? Probably you're not taking enough risks, or maybe you took too many risks in the past. And there's something here about taking risks. Either you took too many, or you're not taking any at all. Maybe both. Okay. Why are you still single? Why are you still single? I feel there's a group of you who took a risk and you regret that, and now you're not taking any more risks, or you didn't take a risk and you regret that, and now you're wanting to take risks. So let's see. Why are you still single? Why are you still single? That one went to the floor, not taking floor cards. We have bully. Have you been bullied in a relationship in the past? Or are you meeting a bunch of bullies? You feel intimidated by people or you intimidate people. I'm not saying you're a bully, but it could be that people are intimidated by you. It could also be that you are confronting inner fears that are bullying you and you're avoiding taking risks because you're bullying yourself, because it's that self-talk that maybe is setting you into self-sabotage. You could be having some negative self-talk, or maybe you experienced a bully in your life that left a mark on how you think about yourself, your self-concept, and that keeps running in your mind. Maybe you need to change your self-concept, change your assumptions of what you believe is possible for you. It's either an inner bully, or you dealt with a bully in a relationship, or you dealt with a bully in life, and now people intimidate you, or you intimidate people because you have a wall up, or because you feel, oh, people won't like me anyway, and so people are intimidated by you. So take what resonates. Either you're intimidated by people, or you were bullied, or you bully yourself, or you just have this intimidating aura, which could, and all these things could be true at once, okay? Maybe you have some deep fears here to do with verbal or physical abuse. If this is something that happened to you, I'm so sorry. But there's definitely either a bad experience. There's a bad experience that you've had behind this. Not necessarily in a romantic relationship, but it could have affected your self-concept and your assumptions about what you believe about yourself. That has changed the game for you, and you're not taking risks. And on the other hand, if you intimidate people, people may be afraid to take risks when it comes to you, okay? If you believe that you have a negative self-concept where you talk negatively, your internal conversation with yourself is very negative, or your assumptions about what you believe is possible for yourself in terms of a romantic relationship are skewed or not ideal, you may want to change your self-concept. You may want to change your assumptions. I have 2 guided meditations here on the channel. One is an affirmation meditation to raise your vibration. The other one is self-concept affirmation to improve your self-concept, or guided meditation to improve your self-concept. They're both here on the channel. They're free. You can watch them. It takes 7 weeks to reprogram your mind, which is what you do when you listen to my affirmations. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, okay? Or both these in the morning and then both these in the evening. It's a 22-minute investment at a time, 11 minutes for one, 11 minutes for the other one in the morning, 22 minutes. It's not a long time. You just have to listen to it, okay? Do it for 7 weeks, because that's how long it takes to make and break habits. And you're going to be breaking the habit of negative thinking and making the habit of positive thinking all in one in these 7 weeks if you do this. So if you really feel the need to, go ahead and listen to those guided meditations here. Because there's an inner bully. Even if you were bullied by someone else, that bully still lives in your mind, and it's become you now. So in a way, by not healing this or reprogramming your mind, you are allowing the bully to perpetuate in that mind, okay? If that is the case for you. If not, it could just be that, and you know, when we do have that internal conversation, externally, our facial features also change based on what we're thinking. And so you could look intimidating if you're thinking intimidating things about yourself, right? So, yeah. That's one thing coming through. Why are you still single? Why are you still single? Oh, and needless to say, I don't think there's many people here watching this channel who would be this, but if you have bullied someone in the past and people know about it, it could be that people are afraid to take risks with you. But I mean, I don't really feel that that's the people who are watching this channel. But if you are, and if you regret your actions, that could be a reason. That could be tied to the reason here. And you also need to forgive yourself if that is the case. No one's perfect. So Forgive yourself if that is the case. And it doesn't mean you'll never be in a relationship, okay? You know, bullies many times are people who were bullied. And the thing is, when people bully other people, they could be bullying someone who's actually really compatible for them, which could really set a spin on a time frame for a relationship. 7th house. You're meant to be in a relationship. You're actually meant to be married, okay? You could have strong Libra in your chart. You're still single, but you're meant to be in a relationship and you're meant to be married. It's if you look at your astrological chart, you could even find it there. Why are you still single? Maybe someone bullied you out of the concept of relationships and marriage altogether. Someone made you fearful of marriage. Maybe you witnessed a bully within a marriage or a relationship, and subconsciously you are keeping yourself away from relationships because you don't want to be bullied. You don't want to be subjected to physical or verbal abuse. 7 of Michael. It could be that you witnessed someone who seemed like they would be best friends and the best partners, and they surprised everyone when you knew the truth about that relationship, and that is somehow tainting your ability to trust relationships in general. You also fear that people will be sneaky or lie to you or cheat on you, or maybe you were cheated on, and you're worried that that may repeat itself. You don't really have a lot of faith in people, and so you're just waiting for the right time. You're waiting for the right time where you meet someone who, 2 of Cups, beautiful, this one turned here, who will be mutual and reciprocal. And you don't really want to be in a relationship where you are not best friends and where you are talking down on each other. You want to be with someone who, and this is in your energy, you're meant to experience this actually. So until then, until this mutual reciprocal love comes along, this respectful best friend companion, until you get that, you're not getting yourself into any relationships. And that's very subconscious, but that's just what's happening. Energetically, you're being protected. That's what's happening. You're protecting yourself and you're being protected right now. Your spirit guides, your soul family, your past loved ones are intimidating anyone who would come with ill intentions your way. And they're warning you constantly to stay away from certain people. So they're pushing away people who wouldn't be good for you, and they're keeping you away from... It's like you're being very protected right now because you're being saved for this very mutual, reciprocal, respectful, best friend relationship. And it could even be with someone who's at a distance from you. All right. Why are you still single? The Star, leap of faith, because you're only taking a risk when it's your ultimate wish fulfillment, dream come true. And you know what? You're meant to live a very beautiful love story here, and until that happens, you're being kept away from other experiences that you don't really need to have. And when the time is right, you will know, because it will be inevitable, and it will be so obvious, really. it's going to be a dream come true. So just believe in yourself, allow yourself to stay away from situations that do not serve your highest good, because there's a very beautiful relationship here in the making that is meant to be a marriage. And until then, you will be kept away from bullies and abuse. Really, you're being protected from abuse right now. So your ships are coming in. Your ships are coming in. Stay optimistic, okay? That was your reading. It was a pleasure to read for everyone today. Let me know how that resonates for you in the comments section. If you did not, choose another option. It was such a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It helps the channel. It helps me bring you more. Have a beautiful day, guys, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.